Hello, I'm GM Matthew Sadler,
And I'm WIM Natasha Regan.
and we're here today to tell you about our new book, Chess for Life, published by Gambit Publications. One of the lovely thing about looking for chess themes played by certain players is that, well, it enriches you when you look for them and you find them, but then afterwards you keep on coming across them in all sorts of different games. And that's what I found when I studied themes from Capablanca's games. I did the initial work, I found lots of themes, and then since then I've just keep on coming across them again and again and again. So I'd give just a couple of examples. One of the chapters in the book is all about Capablanca, and in that chapter I showed a game, Capablanca against Veremenchik. And in that game, Capablanca played an idea I'd never seen before, and that was in an isolated queen's pawn position, like the one we've got here. He played a rook to the third rank, and that rook turned out to be incredibly active and incredibly dangerous attacking piece. I hadn't actually realised at the time, but Capablanca had actually played another game with this theme, only it didn't quite go 100% right, which is probably why I didn't find it, because I was looking for Capablanca wins, not Capablanca losses.
It's quite unusual for Capablanca.
Yeah, to go wrong. Yeah, I know. It's yeah, this was a simultaneous display, so I suppose we can forgive him, but it is rather embarrassing, as you'll see. So for a while, it all went very smoothly. In this position, he played rook d3, rook d8, rook e3. It's a lovely idea, and actually it puts very unexpected pressure on black, because I think, black looking at an e-pawn on e2, you think, well, at least along the e-file I'm safe. And then with this manoeuvre, rook coming round to e3, well, suddenly black's got to deal with pressure on the e-file. So Capablanca continued to gain space. That's another theme that we saw in our book. And yeah, I mean, as you pointed out to me, there's also another theme in the position.
Yeah, white's queen centralised in d4.
That's right, and that's something that Capablanca did quite a lot. And well, we've recorded a video on that, an earlier video on that, showing how Capablanca applied it. So everything's going very beautifully. Sort of Capablanca's crawling around those dark squares around the isolated pawn. Black's exchanging off pieces, but that's generally pretty good for white. And now Capablanca, smooth style, just improving his position a little bit. Bishop coming to f3, king coming to g2, ready for the ending. And black offers the exchange of queens with queen e5. Now, I mean, any move really is pretty good. I mean, queen b4 is quite a good move. Probably e3 would also not be bad at all. But I think Capablanca just had a complete loss of presence or something, because he took on e5, and after takes he went rook c7. So the idea is rook d7, I suppose. You just take it. Bishop takes d7, bishop takes d5. But there's something wrong.
Oh no. What about if black goes e4?
Yes, that's the really big embarrassing thing, I'm afraid. After e4, bishop h5, black plays
g6.
Yeah, and Capablanca's lost his bishop, and he soldiered on for a few more moves, but I'm afraid it didn't do any good at all. He just lost in the end. So it's really terrible, because I mean, actually it would have been lovely to include a game like this in the book, but obviously not if he loses. But it was another example of a theme we'd seen. The next game's even nicer. Because in one of our earlier videos, we described the theme of Capablanca's linked knights. And that's that Capablanca moved his knights in harmony up the board. So they went from d to f3 to c4, e5 to c6, e5, moving through the board like that. Very interesting theme. I was watching a DVD on about Alekin's games, and all of a sudden I just saw the same theme popping out from nowhere, and it was fantastic. I really thought, oh dear me, just you see one theme in one thing, and then you just notice it when it comes up again. So this is a game of Alekin against, I think it's Apusnik. I'm not at all sure how you pronounce that, so we'll just assume that's good. You see Capablanca's got his knights linked, Alekin's got his knights linked there, d2 and f3. They move away a little bit and then they come together again, knights on e5 and f3. Now sometimes these knights can be a bit weak because they're aiming for the same square, so they might, just you feel they're performing a bit of a redundant function. On the other hand, if a knight's strong on e5, well then you're not going to get rid of it because as soon as you get rid of one, the other one gets into its place. And well, that's what actually happened. Here black played h6 to actually try and stop white from playing knight g5. But he's weakened a square here. Can you think which square has been weakened at all?
It must be g6.
Yes, it's looking a little bit sensitive, and well, we'll see whether that turns out to be a theme. Queen c2, rook c8, and here Alekin found a very nice idea. What do you think, Natasha?
Can you go bishop g6, and if he takes it, take that with the queen?
Yeah, that's really very, very strong. Bishop g6. The nice thing is that this bishop on d2 is also ready to give checks on b4, for example, if the king comes to e7. Well, black tried to get rid of that knight on e5, but of course linked knights. The other knight came in, no worries at all, and black played rook c7 to defend f7. Can you see what white did there?
Oh, there's a pin. Bishop a5.
That's the one. Yeah, that bishop was good on d2 because it might come to b4. But there's something else. It can also come to a5 as well. Absolute carnage. Awful. I mean, this was quite a strong player with black, but it all turned out horribly wrong. Yeah, Alekin wasn't playing for mate on this day. He just went for the big material, and black just resigned. So I thought it was really lovely, just actually that Capablanca's great rival, also made use of this theme. And for me, it was just a lovely example of you do some work, you see some themes, and then you see them again, they're cropping up again and again in other games, and it just makes you much more alert for them in your own games.